This is the Macmull S Class. It's basically a Strat, but I think it's been reimagined in some ways. From the headstock down, it's quite a different instrument from any other Strat that I've ever played. The fretboard itself is so thin onto the neck and so rounded at the edges. Someone has spent a lot of time perfecting the shape of this neck. It's not too beefy, it's not too thin. It has vintage characteristic, but it's not so fat at the back that it gets in the way of your playing. The roundedness of the edges really makes it easy to sort of slide up and down the neck. So in terms of playability, it's even more playable than some great Strats that I've played before. Its pickups are beefy and full and reasonably hot compared to other Strat pickups that I've tried, but they don't overcompress. This is not a modern sounding guitar, it has real vintage character. Macmull say that they pay real attention to the woods that they put together, the particular pieces of wood, and although this isn't their lightest guitar, you can actually spend quite a lot more than this to get really light guitars. It's light enough and very resonant even when played acoustically. Everything about it feels like someone absolutely loved doing their job. From picking out all the parts, in my eyes aesthetically it's perfect, from the black pickup covers to the black and gold knobs. The tortoiseshell is, I just keep staring at it, it's like mesmerizing. I love tortoiseshell personally, and then the relic work is so good. The paint has been sanded so nicely at the edges of each bit of relic that it melts into the wood sort of, and it just looks like it's really belongs there. So I could wax lyrical about this all day, but really I wanted to introduce it to the channel, and there's no better way for me than playing through the 64 Vibroverb. Now, I've decided to sell this Vibroverb, so I've only got it for one more week, so you might see a few videos about it coming up. I've only sold it because someone else really, really wants it. A great guy who owns a couple of vintage Strats and loves Strats massively. I've decided that he can take custody of the Vibroverb now from me. Macmull make their own pickups in-house, which I think is an integral part of a custom guitar house like Macmull. Someone who wants to take over the whole process of making the guitar pretty much as far as they can do. There's so much personality in the look of the guitar. They had to go for their own electronics here in order to, instill their own vibe into every instrument, and that makes it one of the most sort of fluid marriages. It sounds pretentious, but it is like you sit there and you play this thing and it plays, the whole thing is like one, the wood and the electronics just feel like one. Yep, right? I don't know how else to put it. It's got its own tone. It's not exactly like other Strats that I've played. As I said, it's a bit fuller and beefier in some ways, and it can get really, really wild and wonderfully. I haven't even played it with a fuzz pedal yet, but I'm going to be doing that in the very near future for for the channel. But I imagine it's going to work really, really well in keeping clarity, but also having that really great fuzziness to it. I sort of wish that more people were making pickups for their own guitars, and certainly it's something as I've started making guitars, something I'm looking into as well down the line. But yeah, if you're looking for a Strat in particular that you can have done down to every detail that you want. I believe you can do it all custom with Macmull, but they make such interesting looking instruments straight out of you know out of the house for you, that you might just find what you love. And if you're looking at sort of high-end boutique Stratty type things and custom shop Strats, definitely give Macmull a go if you can, if it's possible where you are. Highly recommended. So anyway, I'll just play this out. This is just an introduction to the channel, as I said, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Cheers.